How's it going, guys? Welcome to Put You On Podcast.
Two T's.
Yeah, got your host, Ink Bully.
Jack.
And then today we got a special guest, Jimmy from Mudville Clothing.
Yeah, how's it going, man? They call me Jimmy Choose, straight out of Stockton, California, representing out here for Mudville Clothing, my little brand I put on for my city. So just want to thank y'all for having me out, let me get up over here and, put the word out on my clothing line. Hopefully y'all can get out there and support me, feel me?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
For sure.
We appreciate it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I know Stockton's kind of a drive, right?
It's not that bad. I mean, I push out to the Bay a lot, so it's a hop, skip, and a jump on the freeway. It ain't really that bad.
Yeah, traffic wasn't shit today.
Oh, nah. Well, at the time that I left to come
yeah.
out here, it was cool because, early morning, you hit that 4 or 5 o'clock, you sitting in that mud for a minute.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's good.
What time did you leave to Stockton to get here?
I think I left Stockton probably like 8:45.
Oh, okay.
Almost 9, and then we had time to spare. We hopped up out here. I got my kids something to eat. We were
Yeah,
good.
hell yeah.
It was good on time.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I know you ask like a majority of the people, like, hey, you want to, because I got a lot of clients from Stockton.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell them, like, hey, come to Livermore to get tattooed. They're like, bro, that's a fucking drive.
Yeah.
Hella people say that, bro.
It's not that bad.
Especially if you coming for a tattoo, you know what I'm saying. Especially if you want quality on something, like I'll push. I mean, if it's something to where my tattoo artist and he gonna do a good ass job, I'll slide my ass to LA if I need to. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
would
that's
too.
what people they don't understand. It's quality. Like you gonna do the stretch for something if you really want it. Like if not, then you gonna get what you paid for, what you slacked on.
For sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. So tell us a little about yourself, man. Where are you from? Where you originated from? How'd you start your brand?
So like I said, man, straight out of Stockton, born and raised, man. I'm native to them grounds. That's my section since birth, since a puppy.
Okay.
Mudville Clothing started for me a few years back. It really became a thing where it was like, there wasn't a lot of brands out there that repped home. Like you see like places like LA and stuff like that. They really put on for their section.
Yeah.
And it was like it inspired me to be on some shit to where it was like, man, we got to do that for our home team. We see a lot of people out here that's so positive when it comes to representing where we from, but, you don't see nothing as far as being put on display. So what it came down to was me really doing, like, stuff for myself. Like, I'll make tees. I had some family members that did, like, the vinyl press, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'll be like, I got this dope design. Like, can you press this on a tee for me? And they're like, yeah, okay, cool, I got you. So I started rocking my own shit. And then when I be wearing it out, people would hit me like, bro, where'd you get that shirt? Like, that's hella dope. And I'm like, oh, it's just something that I press for myself. Well, when that started happening, like, repetitively everywhere I went, like, it kind of dawned on me, like, man, maybe I should really push the line with this, So,
yeah.
I got in contact with some people that I knew that was, like, kind of doing their own thing with, clothing with other stuff. So I was like, man, hook me up with somebody that can, start pressing some shit for me. So they connected me with some people, and, I started pushing the line, and I was out the trunk with it to begin with. I was so proud of, like, what I was doing that it was like, I work 9 to 5, then after work, I'm out till like 11, 12 o'clock at night. Like, I don't care where you at. I'll come drop a shirt off to you, just to rep, you feel me? And it just began from there, and then I just try to stay consistent with it, like dropping, new shit after new shit. Like, I didn't want everybody to have the same exact thing on. So, it just fell off from there, man. And I've been blessed to have so much support in my city, like, with everybody, like, wanting to, cop my shit, when's the next drop coming, when's the next design, when's this, when's that, it just...
That's exciting.
It felt like, man, like, this is my calling. Like,
Yeah.
this is something I need to do. So I just stuck with it, man. I just been going hard,
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what's cool about Stockton is they're kind of like Raider fans. Like, they're
Yeah.
loyal to where they're from. They want to represent.
Oh, for sure.
And Stockton, like, I don't really see too many people, like, doing the shirts, like,
Right.
Rocking the brand. Like, they want something to wear. So it's cool that you're actually giving the people that, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, like, people have tried it, bro, but it's just like a fail, or they don't keep up with it, or what I mean?
And that's what it is. It's that consistency. Like, a lot of people don't understand, when it comes to any kind of business, anything you do, like, if you're not consistent, then, it's like these rappers that pop out and they got that one hit single that come out, and it's like, okay, that was hot, but what you gonna do next?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't keep coming with it, then you're yesterday's news. And for me, that's like major. You know, I just want to keep dropping something that people are gonna feel. You know, and I know a lot of other people out there that do brands and shit that you know put on for Stockton, and I support a lot of them. You know, like you catch me rocking other people's shit all day. I don't just wear my stuff. You know, I got a lot of boys that you know started their own little brands and stuff like that. And not only do I support their shit as far as like rocking it, but like you know I put them on to like who I fuck with as far as like
Yeah.
printing. You know where I get my stuff from, or you know I help people with their designs because I do all my own graphic design and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I'm the kind of
yeah.
person that's like I'm not just about me. I'm about my section. So
Yeah.
anybody that's from where I'm from and they trying to do something,
Yeah.
like tap in with me. You know
Yeah.
I'm all about helping people. I'm all about helping my community. So you
Yeah.
know
That's
what it
awesome.
is.
That's cool. That's
Yes.
hella cool.
So I know me and you talked a little bit before the show. Talk about a little bit about helping your community, what exactly you do, you know, how much you help your community.
So as far as community things, like you know, I got a couple nonprofits that I work with. You know, sometimes I'll drop shirts that collab with you know those nonprofits. You know, try to put out designs that you know directly affiliate with what it is that they're doing to raise money. You know, then I'll donate. I did some work with the city of Stockton's. Why can't I think of the name right now? It's like the violent crime prevention. You know,
Okay.
they got this whole division that they work with a lot of people who you know were involved in the streets and trying to get them to change their ways. You know, I did a whole movement with them. Cali's Angels Foundation. They're really big in Stockton. They get a lot of support. You know, that's a good friend of mine. I work with him as far as you know donating to his causes and you know, a lot of smaller events with a lot of different other people in Stockton that we put things together where we do toy drives, you know, we raise money, you know, to donate to the kids that are in need or putting together packages and stuff for like the homeless. Like I know a couple times I've used my connections to where I've like, you know, purchased cases and cases of hoodies, you know, and
Yeah.
went out with my kids to the homeless camps and gave out all these hoodies, you know, beanies and gloves to the homeless people out there, especially when you see kids that's living on the street, man.
Man,
It's,
that's hard.
as a father, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just touches you in a way that you just like, man, I got to do more. Like, I can't just be out here repping for my city. Like, I got to
Yeah.
do for my city. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's kind of where that stemmed from as far as like trying to do, you know, things to help others that are around because these streets out here where I'm from, like they raised me, you know, like I had my mama and pops, but I spent a lot of time out in the streets, running the streets. So it's
Yeah.
like when you see all that as a youngster, like you don't really pay attention because you kind of selfish, you focused on yourself. But as you get older and you mature, like, and you become a father, a parent, you know, you start noticing things like, damn, like what if that was me and my kids? Like, you know, what if my kids struggle like that? You know, so it just kind of makes you aware of your surroundings and makes you want to do more for them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got involved with doing things for my community and stuff. So
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
Yeah,
crazy,
that's
man.
good.
It's definitely like I know back in the day when I first started tattooing, there was this tattoo shop, and this guy was like throwing an organization, and he used to like feed the homeless, right? It
Uh-huh.
was like him and his team, and I went with it one time, and it was like it's a super humbling experience
it
Yeah.
is.
because you start like you hear about it, right, and you're just like, man, I want to help out, but when you're there, you're just like you feel so bad for these people,
Yeah, you do.
especially in Stockton, because in Stockton they have that homeless shelter,
Mm-hmm.
literally that street, like it kind of looks like an L.
Yeah.
That street filled
It's
with homeless
bad.
people. You see, I remember one of my friend, and we gave food to the this kid, and he was like, bro, that kid went to my high school last year,
No way.
and he was
Mhm.
doing just fine, and now he's homeless. You know what I mean?
What?
And
Wow.
honestly, bro, like Stockton has such a big homeless issue.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
major. It's
yeah.
major. Like it's so bad now to where like that section that you talking about, that's over there off of Lincoln, and that's the well known spot for homeless camps. You know, I mean it's like its own little city the way it's set up over there under the freeway. But it's so bad now that parts of Stockton that would normally be considered like, you know, the uppity part or the high end, you know, where
Mhm.
the richie people are and stuff like that. Like now you seeing tents
Mhm.
popped up in those
Shit.
sections, you know what I'm saying, by
Yeah.
the malls and the nice shops, like, you know, and that's when you start to realize like, okay, this is a real issue. Like this ain't just, you know, secluded to that normal spot where everybody knows all downtown that's where the homeless people are at. No, it's all
It's
over the
everywhere.
entire city and it's just like like you said, you could see somebody that you went to school with or that you knew from back in the day. Because I see it too. Because I work downtown.
Yeah.
And like I'll see somebody walk by and I'll hear somebody call my name and I'll turn around and I'm like, you know, I'll say what's up to them and it just hits me like, damn, like I didn't just know you in school, like you was somebody back in school, like you was a popular kid, like you know, and whether it is they got involved with drugs or went down the wrong path or whatever it is, or you know they could have just fell on hard times. It's a trip, man. Like you know things can change at any moment. So like you said, it's a humbling experience. It makes you appreciate what you got. You know, like it's a trip, but it's bad out there, man.
Yeah, because it's crazy, bro. Because we're here in Livermore, right? So as soon as you see any homeless or anything out of order, cops are right on it.
Yeah.
So I used to work at the Hammer Lane, and there's like an underpass, and on that underpass, there's homeless people right there.
Yeah.
So you see cops drive back and forth. So you know how bad it is, bro, when cops don't even stop and be like, hey, you gotta.
Well, you know what's crazy, man, is when I drive through Stockton or like Oakland or certain cities where they got too much shit to handle. There'll be people on the freeway flying, and they'll be flying right past cops doing well over 90, 100 miles an hour, and the cops ain't tripping because they got other shit to do. Like, I'm like, this fool's about to get pulled over. Nope, this fool's fucking gone, bro. Like, people don't care. Stockton is just
that's where
they got too much.
That's where it's way too much, and they're way too understaffed. Like, I mean, you could talk about like a shooting or a robbery or something can pop off, and you think like. Police there in an instant.
No, they're not.
Nah,
so are the cops in Stockton? Are they all two to a car, or is it just single? Or?
No, I do see a lot of singles. Occasionally I'll see doubles. Usually it's like the female officers that I be seeing like they got a partner with them.
Yeah.
For the majority of the time, it's a lot of singles that ride around, and I think it has to do with a lot because they understaffed and underpaid.
Yeah.
But there's so many things going on at so many different sides of the town. It's like it's hard to keep up. You know, like they gotta prioritize. Like, okay, this is a robbery in progress, or this is a shooting in progress. Versus like, okay, they shot at that place and they left already, so we can get to that one later. You know, like it's crazy, man.
I wonder how many calls like Stockton gets, like within a 30-minute to an hour. Like, what is their call? You know what I mean,
bro? I could drive through Stockton and I'll look like right or left, and I'm like, all right, that's a call. That's a call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's so crazy, man.
It is,
you know what's crazy is that right there off the 4, right where the police station is, there's hella homeless right there, like right down the street, like the fucking camp's right there on the water.
Well, that's a lot of where the majority of shit takes place is downtown, and it's crazy because we have the police station right there. And it's like something could pop off, and it's like, man, you can run there faster than you can hop in your squad car. But they don't always pull up, you know, and it's tough, man, and that's why we get a bad rap too, you know, like we got so much negativity going on that's surrounded around Stockton. And that's another reason why I push my clothing brand so much, because my clothing brand is something that I'm trying to use to bring the community together. You know, like where I grew up, you know, there's been a lot of segregation in Stockton as far as like, you know, different hoods and different sets and stuff like that, you know, and it's so much negativity and battling it out as I grew up between, you know, even same race, you know, blacks going against blacks, Mexicans going against Mexicans, you know, and growing up how I grew up, it's like you kind of accustomed to it. You know what I'm saying? You know where you're supposed to go, where you're not supposed to go. You can wear a color here, you can't wear a color there. But for me, it's like we are so much more powerful as a community if we all come together and put that bullshit aside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got friends that are from different sets, that are from different sides of the city. And it's crazy because when they come kick it with me, or like, you know, I used to throw parties at my house and shit before I had my kids or whatever. And I get people that are from different sides of the neighborhood, different sides of the town, and they'll come to my house. But it's crazy because it's always been love and respect for me, you know, because of what I do. And that's what I'm trying to grow this into. I'm trying to grow it into something to where, like, okay, you could be from this side and you can be from this side. Y'all can pull up to the same spot, and where it would normally be funk, it's like, okay, he got a Mudville tee on. He got a Mudville hoodie. Okay, you know Jimmy. Okay, it's cool. Then. It's mutual love. And to me, it's like people might look at it like, okay, and that's not a big deal. But if you look at the overall bigger picture of it, that is a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
Because you taking something that's like where these people would normally have problems with each other, and now they both wearing my shit and both showing mutual respect. Like, okay, because of this one person that we both fuck with, like, there's no problems. We're good. Like, that's, if you look at it, that's major. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, and to me, that's a good feeling to know that I can have that kind of influence in my city to where it's like, you know, it might be a small percentage. You know, there still might be other people that say, you know, I fuck him, I hate him, or whatever. But if I can make a small little difference to where that one issue might not have occurred because these two people both kick it with me or both fuck with me, like, to me, that's something.
That's huge. That's huge,
so.
Because one problem will escalate to another.
Right.
So if you're stopping that one,
it's a domino effect.
It's a domino.
Stopping that domino from falling over.
Effect.
Exactly. People don't see that. They don't. A lot of people don't get the bigger picture like that. They're like, you know, that's not a big deal. But when you back up and look at the overall big picture, like,
it's because those people, their eyes hasn't opened yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Their eyes, they haven't been opened. You know what I mean? To see what's more important in life than sets and all this other bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's not gonna stop anytime soon, man.
It's not.
Yeah, and see, that's why like we want to work with people, you know, that are uplifting, have good stories, and want to bring positivity into the community.
Because it might encourage somebody doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's all I want to do. Like, if anybody fucks with me, if anybody knows me, even if it's just tattoos or anything like that, like, it's all positivity all the way with me. You know what I mean? Like, I never want to like encourage you to do something bad or choose something bad. You know what I mean? Like if I tell people till they're blue in the face, I'm like, oh, you like this? Pursue it, pursue it, do it. You know what I mean? But everybody has a different mentality. Not everybody's built like you.
Exactly.
So you could only lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink it. You know?
Exactly. But it's that initial like mindset for me that wants to influence people in that positive light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a hustler. I've always been a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been, since a young kid, to where, like, I'm going to go get it. But for me, it's like, okay, if me being this way can show somebody else, like, damn, like, he came from this, and he over here doing this, or, you know, he came from that, and he pushing the line right here, like, damn, if he could do it, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so heavy on trying to motivate people, you know what I'm saying, trying to inspire people. Like, if you follow my page, like, I drop a lot of my clothing, but, you know, here and there, I'll hop on there, you know, and I'll write along, you know, passage or something, like, you know, some quotes to, like, uplift people. And whether my response is good on my page or not, like, in my head, I try to tell myself, look, there could be that one person that's flipping through my stuff and read that. They might not comment, they might not like it, they might just be in their own feels, but it touched them in some way to where they're like, you know what, man, he right. You know, let me go do this. Let me follow my dreams. Like, shit, like, if he's doing this, I could do that. And that's my main thing, bro. Like, I just want to inspire people. Like, if you fuck with my clothes, cool. If you don't, but follow my message sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see me, you know, dropping something up and it inspires you or it makes you want to get out there and do it, like, to me, that's a win. You know? I'll take that win. Like, and for me, that's the most important thing is I just want people to follow me and see that, you know, let it inspire you. Let it push that little button to light that fire inside of you to go do something positive. You know, that's what it is.
Exactly. I think that's very important for people who are established, people who have been through the shit,
right? And
to really put that good vibe, those good feelings and those good, you know, inspiration shit out there. You know what I mean? For people who need it. You may not know you need it until you read it. And you're like, oh shit. That happens to me all the time.
It's just like, you know, how some people that it's funny because it's like, you know, I'm not a like real religious person. I believe in God and everything. You know what I'm saying? To each their own on what their beliefs are. But it'd be like those situations where, you know, because I don't go to church all the time on that.
Yeah, neither do I.
It'd be like at one time you do go because somebody made you go, or, you know, a family member, holiday, whatever it is that you pull up, and they give this message, and you feel like, damn.
Talking to me.
Is he talking to me? Like, you feel me? Like, because it just hits you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I put out the kind of stuff that I put out, because I'm, you know, it might just be that one person that don't even follow me, and they scrolling through like, damn, you talking to me?
Man, that's crazy when you go to, I'd be like, damn, my mom say something to the pastor?
like you acting up, John. We going to church.
Gave you a little heads
like,
up.
Mom, did you tell the pastor? No.
Exactly.
You know, but it's just that message,
that's that energy. You know what I'm saying? That's that positive energy that you know, the environment, not the environment, but what is it called? You know, where they say you put something out and it come back to
like
the universe or something.
When you put something out to the universe.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like, you know, stuff hits you at the right time. Like you could be just going through something and you just be feeling like, damn, you know, and then boom.
Yeah.
You know, you scroll upon something or you see a message or
Yeah.
the weirdest things, you know what I'm saying? But
it could be out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
It could really be out of nowhere. So you putting that shit out there for people. You may not get feedback like you said, but man, I'm telling you right now, you're touching people. You know what I mean? You're reaching people for sure.
And I've had people reach out to me too. You know, I put a message out, somebody will message me and be like, man, you don't understand. Like sometimes your words really do affect people. Like you probably don't think about it or you don't realize the kind of effect that you do have on some, but you do. And like I take that so personally. Like, you know, like people, you know, I might, because I respond to everybody. Like it's a lot of work for me when I get DMs all the time asking me questions or, you know, but for me, I remember when I was coming up, like I'd reach out to people, you know, like, bro, let me throw you some of my clothes, you know, Rocky, I'll shoot it to you for free. Just rep for me. You know, I'm trying to come up. And people would leave me on red. People wouldn't respond, you know, like, oh no, I'm good, bro, I'm good, you know. And it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like it's expected. So for me now, not saying like I'm hella big or anything, but with the amount of support and following that I have, when people reach out to me, I make it a point to respond to everybody. It might not be right at that moment, but I'm gonna get back to you and I'm gonna try to answer your question. I'm gonna try to like acknowledge you because. It's because of all these people that follow me that I am where I am. So I got a lot of respect for everybody that reaches out to me. So especially when somebody reaches out to me on some shit that, you know, like, damn, bro, like those words really inspired me. Like, you know, I was going through some shit and what you said, like, made me change my mind frame. Like, I take that shit so personally. I might not express it hella to you at that moment. I might tell you thank you or good looking, I appreciate it, whatever, but that's the shit that really hits me and keeps me pushing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all of y'all that support me and follow me. If you hit me a message ever like that and I tap back in with you, I'm just letting y'all know right now, man. It's that shit right there that keep me pushing for real.
Yeah, you responded to me quick. Yeah, he got back to me quick. We couldn't get the
We couldn't get
the schedule like right away, you know what I mean?
But it works out.
Yeah, but you know, I like I said, I try to keep in touch. You feel me? I let them know, like, look, I got this going on right now, but as soon as this, you know, I get back with you. We gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? He was consistent with it.
So what about your clothing? So how often do you come out with new designs? Is it just like out of nowhere, like shit?
You know what? I try to keep at least like a couple drops a month. Just because, well, right now with COVID, it's kind of hard because, you know, like the warehouses that supply like my hoodies and supply my stuff, like, you know, sometimes they're low because of, you know, productivity with, you know, how many people they got employed or whatever, you know, so it kind of slows me down on what I'm able to put out because stuff's not available. But like I'm still at home designing. Like I got a laptop full of designs that I ain't even showed nobody yet, you know, because if it comes down to a time to where it's like, okay, I'm hella busy with work, family, and kids or that and the other, like I don't want to be to like, well, man, I ain't even had time to design nothing. You know, I want to have stuff on reserve. So I'm like, okay, cool. While I'm doing this family vacation thing, let me go ahead and send these files to my printer and just have them run this. You know what I'm saying? But I try to stay consistent. I might give it a break for a little bit, depending on how big of a drop I just did, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you kind of like to give people a little bit and then you want to pull back because then they're anticipating what you're going to do next, you know? So I kind of got a game plan on how I do things, you know what I'm saying? And I also keep stuff limited too. Like, you know, when I put out a certain design or a certain colorway, like, people be like, man, you ain't got my size left. And it's like, okay, I mean, to them, they don't realize the background of it. You know, I might drop like 150 units or something, 200 units or something. But when it sells out, it sells out. I don't want to put the same thing out because I like to keep it fresh. If there's a function popping off in Stockton and it's like 200 people there, I don't want 10 of them wearing the same shirt. I want everybody like, okay, he got Mudville on, he got Mudville.
They all different designs.
Shit. So that's why I try to keep it consistent with that, you know. So I try to keep at least a couple drops a month. You know, sometimes I might fall off for a minute and you won't see nothing for like a couple weeks, but, you know, I'll show little sneak peeks on my Instagram, you know what I'm saying, let you know I got something coming. But, you know, for me, it's consistency, though. I try to stay. If you flip through my Instagram and look since when I started of how much shit I put out since I started, like, you know, I've been working, bro.
Yeah,
I've been working.
I've been looking through it. I'm impressed because you know how long it takes. Like just like us, you know what I mean. We're scheduling something for us to meet together,
Right.
and like it usually takes like a week or two.
Yeah.
Now just imagine all these other people that you took a photo of.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're modeling, and it's like they have the same thing too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then it just goes, bro. It just
Yep.
your thumb just
Keeps
keeps flipping. You know?
Yeah.
So it's crazy, bro.
And I try to keep it consistent with that whole, like, if I drop something, like, I'm already trying to have models lined up to do a shoot. As soon as my product is in hand, I'm like, okay, I get it Friday, let's link Saturday so we can shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Because I could do mock-ups all day, you know, and you can see a picture of something like, okay, that looks cool. But then when you see somebody with it on and it's put together, like, oh,
whole different experience.
That's fly. Like, okay, that looks good. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I try to stay on top of it with that too. Like, my whole marketing plan with how I put stuff out and how I promo it is essential to me because I'm a visual person. I like to see shit. You know what I'm saying? So I figure everybody else needs to see it.
Yeah,
know? So,
for sure.
But with my clothing, man, like I'm big on that. Like you said in the beginning, like you could drop something, it could be hot. But if you don't come with that follow up,
it ain't.
you gonna fall off.
Gotta have that follow up. Yeah.
So what do you use to like? So how did you even start actually getting into the whole graphic design thing?
So graphic design stems back like to my high school days, cause you know I used to do, cause I draw and I do art and stuff too. When I was a lot younger, you know, my little graffiti stage when I was in school and shit, and I've always been an artsy person. And when I was in high school, I got into like more digital art, you know, doing stuff on the computer, and it just took with me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it comes back to saying like I've always been a hustler. Like, it's crazy because when I got good with graphic design when I was in high school, I used to make like custom flyers and logos and invitations for people as a little side hustle. You know what I'm saying? And it's been self-taught ever since then. Like, I just little by little progressed. You know, you learn stuff from playing with it. You know what I'm saying? Just like tattooing. The more tattoos you do, the better you get from experience. So that's just how that came into play. So graphic design has kind of always been there for me since high school when I started out. And then as I got older and I started my clothing line, it worked out perfect because, you know, I don't got to pay nobody to do my designs. I do all my own shit.
And
you
it's
know what I'm saying?
money.
So I could be driving, you feel me, and I'll see something that sparks an interest, and I'll put a quick note in my phone like, you know, oh, you seen this and you thought of this. So that way when I get home to my laptop, I'll hop in my laptop and put it in play. You know what I'm saying? So
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually wanted to do shirts at one point, but I just you just fall off, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't consistent with it, but at the same time it's not my passion, you know. Tattooing is my passion.
Man, I tell people that all the time. When people hit me about, oh, you know, like, how'd you get started? I'm trying to start my brand, and, you know, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. And like I said, I'm all about helping people and giving them the information or the guidance that they need. But my first question to them all the time, and I tell my girl this all the time, when they ask me this, like, are you trying to make a quick buck or are you passionate about that?
Yeah.
Because if you're just trying to make a quick buck in something or, you know, a fast dollar, as soon as you take your first L or as soon as it gets hard, you can be like, nah, fuck this, I'm cool.
Yeah.
This ain't for me. You know what I'm saying?
You get discouraged, and some people can't take that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you ain't passionate, because passion is what keeps you going in something. No matter how hard it gets or the losses you take, when you passionate about it, that's what picks you up and makes you keep doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you got to have that passion in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Mando.
All right, man, but we're going to take a quick break, bro, and we're going to get back to this whole story.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and we're back, guys. So what were we talking about? What were we
Passion. You got to have the passion, man.
It's mandatory when you do anything. Whatever it is you do, it's passion, man.
Yeah.
That's what keeps you going. It's like they say in anything, even in a relationship. That's what keeps a relationship alive, is that passion.
Yeah, you got to be with the one that wants to. You want to keep pushing for that person.
Right, exactly.
If you don't feel that way, you just break up with her.
Stop,
Right. And that falls into play with everything, you know, in life, period. Like, if you ain't passionate about something, then you ain't going to give it your all. And that's the same thing that goes with, you know, running your own business or doing something you love. If that passion ain't in it, you know, you quick to wash your hands with it. Like, okay, cool, on to the next, you know.
Yeah.
So how to so you know, again, going through your page again, and you see that a lot of people model for you. How do you get those people? Like how does that go? Like, do you hit them up? They hit you up?
Did an
So-
agency or
Nah, I don't go through no agency. And the
Okay.
reason is this: when it comes to like my models, because I ship stuff all over to other states. Like I got people from like Las Vegas, people in Reno, people in other states that caught my shit. So I send it out to them, and they'll take pictures in it, tag me in, or send me pictures or whatever, just to show support and rep. But when it comes to my models, like my actual models that I do photo shoots with myself, like for me, it's so important that I try to get people that are local.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause my whole brand is wrapped around, Stockton, Mudville, like the 209 area code. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
if they're from the area, they're from the valley, they're from the 209, like that's essential to me because it stays true to what my brand is about, what my brand represents. So when I initially started out, like I said, it was hard. I was getting a lot of closed doors on my face, like Mudville Clothing.
Yeah.
You got like 300 followers, bro.
Yeah.
Why do I want to model for you?
Yeah.
So it was hard, but I remember I reached out to one, and this is how I found them. Like I would go through hashtags on Instagram of like Stockton or Mudville. You feel me? And I would scroll through and look for people who would hashtag Mudville or Stockton. Because to me, I was like, okay, if they're hashtagging that, these are people that represent
Yeah.
where we from. So
Exactly.
they're pro Mudville, they're pro
Exactly.
Stockton. So when I was doing that, I would come across people, and those are the people I reached out to. And the one person that really, got back to me is a good friend of mine. Her name is Karen. She goes by, I think she's changed her Instagram a couple of times since she's gotten bigger, but it's like lee.care or something like that. I think it is now, but good friend of mine, man. She does photography, but she does modeling too, and she's been really successful with it. But she is such a humble person and, a caring person. And when I reached out to her and I told her, like, look, I wrote this whole long passage, like, look, my name is Jimmy. I'm starting my own clothing brand. Like, I'd appreciate it. I see you do some modeling and photography. If you'd ever be interested in, doing some modeling for my brand, And she got back to me and she was like, sure, I'll do it. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I got hella excited. Like, okay, let's link up. Let me shoot you, some merch or whatever. And I know you do photography. I'll let you just do your thing, just, shoot me some pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, all right. So we linked up. I met up with her. Hella funny because I'm 6'3". I think Karen's like, I'm gonna exaggerate, say she's like 4 foot, but she's hella small, you know what I'm saying? But she got this big personality, and we chopped it up for a minute. I gave her the merch, and she was like, I got you, don't trip. And like, I think it was like maybe 2 weeks later, a week and a half later, she shot me these pictures, that she did on top of this parking garage with the like the port, like Weber Point in the background, and one of my T-shirts, and those pictures were so dope to me. You know what I'm saying?
But because Weber's like in the the heart of Stockton right there.
And then on top of that, it was like the feeling of like, damn, somebody really took a chance on me, and then they did something dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so ever since then, she's done a couple other things for me, but that right there is what really sparked, people seeing my brand in a different light, like not as just like, okay, because it took what I posted to another level. It wasn't just me taking pictures of my own shit.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, somebody that's kind of established took some dope ass pictures and this shit, and then it kind of took off from there. You know what I'm saying? And then like I did some more work with her where she did some photography for me, for some other models. But when somebody sees somebody do something that's not just yourself, for some reason that makes people more prone to want to work with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
They're like, okay, it's not just him taking pictures of himself. Now he has some models that are posing in his shit.
Yeah.
Maybe I might want to fuck with him, And then I got, some friends and, shit like that to do some photo shoots. And little by little, it became more or less of me not having to reach out to nobody no more. Like, as my brand became more established, like, people would hit me like, oh, if you ever need a model or if you ever need this, you ever need that, like, hit me, it's good,
Yeah.
And
because people like that clout. That's what it is, man.
It is.
People
and
love that clout.
it sucks that it has to be like that because, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I'm all about support. I try to support people as much as possible. And that's why I try to stay real humble when it comes to people reaching out to me for help or for advice or whatever. But unfortunately, that's what it is, bro. If you ain't got that clout, people don't really, you know.
Yeah, it sucks.
And
But
it's sad, bro, because you know what I mean. Like our podcast might not have a lot of clout, but eventually, some day it will. You know.
I just wanted to reach more people.
Yeah.
And, you know,
and that's what it is. Like your hopes is just to really like you want to expand out. You know, whatever it is you're trying to put out there, like you want people to see it because it's dope. You know. And like I said too, even if it ain't about my clothing, it's about just that positivity.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So you know, from there it came to be like I had people reaching out to me. I mean, I still hit people up. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see somebody is from, you know, the area and I see they do a little bit of modeling or whatever, like I'll reach out like, hey, you know, like I'm always looking for new faces.
Yeah.
You know, I try to keep it fresh. Like I have a couple people that, you know, I use consistently. You know, shout out my homegirl Nikki, man. She been there for me since day one. You know what I'm saying? Like if I call her, I'm like,
speaking of Nikki, that's how I found you.
oh, for real?
Yeah, because Nikki gets tattooed by Chris.
Oh, okay.
Which used to work at the shop that I used to work at, so that's how I know her.
Yeah, man, Nikki, she's my go-to. She's like, I can't even say she's like a friend. Nikki is more like family. Her and JoJo, man. Anytime I make a phone call to them, it's like you just tell me when to pull up. I'm there,
Yeah.
you know. And the thing about Nikki is like some of my ideas, like if you pitch it to somebody, they're like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? But with Nikki and especially JoJo, because JoJo supports the shit out of her and what she does, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell them an idea and they'll look through it and they'll be like, okay, yeah, like, I see what you're trying to do, you know? But then when I do it and then it's finished, they're just like damn.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did that because that shit came out dope, you know what I'm saying? And when you in this type of industry, like, and you have a certain vision, your creativity, when you're trying to bring that shit to life, like, unfortunately, it takes people believing in that, you know what I'm saying, in order for it to be successful, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could push the line as hard as you want, but unless you got other people around you believing in you or supporting you in what you do, like, it's hard to, like, hit that next level with shit. So, you know, Nikki, like I said, she been one of my day ones since I first started dropping shit. I mean, she got one of the hoodies, like one of my first original hoodies that I put out. You know, she was one of the first ones too to take pictures in it, and I think she still got that hoodie. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, that's a good feeling when you got people like that that's willing to, you know.
Nah, that's good. Yeah, so she seems like cool people. JoJo too. I met JoJo too.
Yeah, JoJo, that's my dog right there.
Yeah, so they're good for each other. You know, you see them, they have a good dynamic. You know, that's good. But that's good that people support you though. You know that's what you need, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, those people and like the other person that you said that you know Karen, you know, that helps you out. Like, those are the people that, you know, you really want to take care of. Everybody else just kind of chases that cloud,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's nice that they want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? But it's like a give and take. You know what I mean? I'm giving you the cloud, but you know.
And a lot of it too has to do with, like, so when I have people that I reach out to, you know, mind you, like, when I reach out to a model, like, my intention in my head is I'm gonna make it benefit you too.
Yeah.
In my head.
Yeah.
I don't tell them that off top. I don't be like, okay, I'm gonna pay you this, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna do that. Like, I just want to see off of GP what you gonna say to me.
Yeah.
So if I reach out to you and I'm like, look, you know, I dig your look, your style, whatever. Like, you know, if you ever like to come out, you know, a model for my brand or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's collab, let's make it happen. Or, you know, I'll have my girl reach out too. Because, you know, sometimes, especially when it comes to, like, reaching out to females, like, they get it twisted. They think you're trying to holler or something. Like, I'm not trying to holler. I'm about my business. I'm trying to work. You know, like, if your look is on point, if your look is on point, and, you know, I look through your gram and I see, you know what you're doing. Because for me, if you got experience, it makes the whole, like, photo shoot go easier. Because you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of what I look for too. So when I reach out to somebody and I see, okay, they taking 1 million selfies, I'm like, okay, you comfortable in front of the camera, like, let's work.
Yep.
But if the first line that comes back to me is how much you paying me,
that's it.
like, I plan on throwing you something, but like, for me, it's like, you know, I mean, I get it. Everybody, you know, they trying to get paid for something or whatever, but it's like, you know,
especially if you're from if you're trying to get at models like from Stockton, from the 209, you know, they for me, if that was somebody hitting me up, like, well, that's fucking where I'm from.
Right,
You know
exactly,
what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
help your
And
own, you know.
and if you're
Community,
a
back to
professional,
community.
and for me, it's like, okay, if you're a professional model, you got like 60K on your following, and this is what you do for a profession, then I get it, because that's your time, that's your job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you know, I'm not trying to downplay it or anything, but if you just like an average person, you got your 9 to 5, you doing what you doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, I'm still gonna make sure it benefits you. But I just, for me, it's like people that are just like, well, what do I get out of it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of like turns me away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't even want to deal with people like that.
Like I plan on taking care of you. But, but because of that whole response. Like,
because like, let's be honest, you know, if they were really popping, I'm not hitting you up. I'm hitting your agency up.
Right.
You know, I'm hitting your manager up.
Right.
Like, if you're just doing fucking basic little selfies and you're just, you know, got, you know, kind of like like an amateur.
Yeah.
If you're an amateur, you know, you're out there, you ain't even had no real shoots, and you're just take good pictures, you know, then fucking, this is an opportunity for you. Look at it that way.
But at the same time, like, you take my platform, like I said, I don't feel in any way, shape, or form that I'm like hella big, or that, you know, I'm somebody that got hella clout or anything like that. But you know, I got a lot of support. Like, the people who fuck with me, like, they really fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So if they see that you fuck with me, like, they gonna fuck with you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's how you get far. Like, do you want clout? People who just follow you just cause, and they ain't about shit, or do you want the genuine support of people who are gonna promote your shit?
That right there, the support is more
important,
way more important than having clout.
Get.
You could have as much fucking clout as you want, but if
don't
I
mean
don't have
shit.
that support, I ain't going nowhere.
What's 20,000 followers if not one of them fuck with you?
Fucks with you.
It's pointless.
That's true.
Pointless.
And then you got to think about it too, man. It's like, I know a lot of people see it like because it's this era we live in, man, where we expect things to be handed to us when it shouldn't be that way. But like, say you hit somebody up, right, and they're just like, okay, well, what are you gonna pay me? It's like, you don't realize they don't have to pay you, they don't have to do nothing for you. At the end of the day, you put that on your portfolio and you put that out to the world, so you could be somebody and say, this is my
It's an opportunity.
You know, and
and people don't see things as opportunities nowadays. Like, the only thing they see as opportunities is like an instant benefit. You know what I'm saying? They don't look at the long run with shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
I
just
feel like people are just kind of blinded by social media nowadays, where they're like, well, I see this person over here modeling, they're making this much money.
Right.
Okay, well, he's hitting me up, so now I'm a model. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, that just doesn't go for models. That could go for anybody. You know what I mean? Like, say there's somebody else who does great graphic design, and you hit them up like, hey, I want you to tell me, well, I don't even do it, but I heard this guy's making this much. Well, fuck it. I'm a graphic designer now. You know what I mean?
And it comes down, because I've reached out to people too, like, you know, for the most part, like I said, I've always done my own designs, but there's this cat from Stockton. You know, he's pretty big as far as, like, he does a lot of pieces downtown and shit. And you know, I reached out to him because his, like, free handwriting skills is on point. You feel me? Like, his shit is dope. His Instagram is like G.fingers or something like that. My bad, Cuddy.
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, if I don't got your IG name right, my bad. But you can hit G. Dot in my following you. He'll pop up. But I hit him up because I'm like, bro, like, your shit is hot. Like, you know, I'm trying to fuck with something. Like, you know, I'll pay you whatever. You design something for me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right. So I told him what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And then he told me a price. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I know the average person would have probably seen that dollar amount and would have been like, bro, that's what I paid to have my shirts made. You want me to shoot you that for a design? But in my eyes, I'm like, I got you. Just shoot me your Venmo, your PayPal, or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows his worth. You feel me? He knows how long he's been doing this shit and what he got himself to that point to where he can be like, you know what? You want my shit, this is what I'm going to charge. So it was no questions asked because that's just the type of cat that I am. You feel me? Like, I don't want no discount. I don't want, you know, like, I'm going to pay you what you asked for. And, you know, I paid him. He shot me the files. You know, I wanted a little change done to this, done to that, and then another little piece. He was like, all right, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And that's that mutual respect between people. It was like, you know, like, I didn't have to sit there and try to, like, haggle with him or nothing. So it comes the same thing with anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you fuck with somebody or you appreciate their work, like that coming together, like I'm sure I had a gang of people that followed me that didn't follow him.
Yeah.
Now he got that support.
Yeah.
And vice versa. I'm
Yep.
sure when he posted, you know, that he was fucking with me on a
Yep.
collab, there's people that didn't know about me that follow him that
Exactly.
fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Exactly.
that's that shit when you link up with somebody that it can ultimately be a positive thing, but you can't go into it thinking like, you know, like what I'm gonna make off this
Yeah.
person, what I'm, you
Yeah.
know, like how I'm gonna benefit this.
Yeah.
Like you just do your thing and then, you know, let
Yep.
it unfold naturally. You feel me? And
Yeah, you can't be going into things expecting things in return. Like, you know, most of the time you go in and you're doing something, you're like, oh well, I should get this.
Right.
Then
right,
you're guess what? You're gonna get disappointed
right.
most of the time. You know what I mean? You're gonna get
Exactly.
disappointed. You go in there with a good heart and you just try to do it and do it your best, give it your best. You know what I mean? Like you may not get it at the beginning, but guess what? You have a relationship now
Yeah.
that's gonna benefit you in
And
the
to
long
me,
run.
like that's so much more important. Like, you know, when you network with people,
Mm-hmm.
it's your network that equals your network. I
Yeah.
know y'all probably seen that shit, you know, but it's so true because, you know, you could push a hard line, but sometimes those opportunities don't always open the doors you need. But when you fuck with certain people and build relationships with certain people, they can get you that connection to that person that you
Yep,
need, or
exactly.
you know, and that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like when I reach out to people and try to fuck with them and shit, and you know, it's like, okay, well, what do I get? What do I get? Like you don't understand. Like I don't boast about it, but I got so many connections and I know so many people in so many different places that
Yeah.
when people need shit, a lot of people, like my close friends and family, they know when they need something, like, oh, hit Jimmy. Jimmy
Yeah.
Jimmy got
Yeah.
a plug with
Yeah.
this, or Jimmy got a
Yeah.
plug with that.
Yeah.
And the reason I do is because I fuck with people genuinely.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like people know if they need something, hit Jimmy, he got you. There's
Yeah.
no questions
Yeah.
asked. And building a relationship with me like that is beneficial to you without me having to do anything for you, because if you need something, I might know the person that can
Yeah,
get you that. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? And like
Exactly.
people don't understand. And it really comes in it ain't even, it shouldn't even be the fact that I'm gonna do that because he does have the plug. It really should be off the genuine strength of like, okay, like humanity, like
Yeah.
just being a good person
Yep.
overall will ultimately benefit you in the end, because
Yeah.
that's good karma. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
Like it's just being a good person, like that
Exactly.
shit benefits you, period. So
Yep.
when people ask you to do something, you know what I'm saying, if it's not something that you putting yourself out like that, you know, like
Yeah.
fuck it, do it.
Yeah.
You know, like
Totally agree.
yeah.
You know what's sad, man, is it's a lot of people are scared of that. A lot of people are scared to reach out to other people. You know, like there's you know, I'm a tattoo artist, so I talk to a lot of other tattoo artists. So my main thing is networking.
Right.
My main thing is like, if I know other tattoo artists and you know click with them, you know, have a good relationship with them, it pays off in the end. You know what I mean? You're always gonna have that circle of people that you trust. You know, because
Yep.
it's
for
like
sure.
a high school. You know, we all know each other.
Right,
We might
exactly.
not fuck with each other, but we all know each other.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
yeah, man. So a lot of people just be like, "Nah, I don't fuck with people because they're weirdos." I'm like, bro, like hella people are weirdos. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean?
But I mean, really, what's weird though? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It might be normal to you because that's
Yeah.
who your environment. You know who you kick it with. That's
Yeah.
your environment. But to them, you might be the weirdo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
I might be the
For
weirdo,
real. I know I'm the weirdo in most of my,
Right.
Yeah.
friendships.
Yeah,
But no,
that's-
you have to go out there, man. You gotta like not be scared. You gotta like, cause the worst thing someone could tell you is no, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean, or they're not gonna hang out with you. Chances are you weren't ever gonna have that connection with them, but at least you tried.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Kind of like a girl, man. You know what I mean? You ask a girl out, she
Yeah.
says no. You know what I mean? You try again. She says no again. You try a different girl. Eventually,
And then all of a sudden, the
Yeah.
other one come back like,
Yeah.
if she see you happy with this girl, like,
Hey,
oh, okay,
damn.
maybe he is cute.
Yeah, maybe he does have something I didn't see.
Nah.
So funny story, right? When I was younger, my two little brothers, right? I'm the oldest. My brother Daniel said, "Mom, we were young, you know. We were living in Oakland at the time, and he's like, Mom, if I ask a girl to marry me and she says no, what do I do?" And my mom's like, oh, like she didn't really have nothing to say. My little brother at the time, right? The baby brother, Robert, he's like, take that ring back and go ask another girl. So still to this day, we that story don't ever leave, bro. Like that shit was hilarious and it's true. Like you don't want to be a chasing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if they don't appreciate you for who you are in the beginning,
Yeah.
then you don't need them.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the way I feel too. It's like I'm not gonna chase a female. I'm not gonna chase anybody.
yeah.
If they don't appreciate me, then they're gonna see later on that
Right.
that they
gonna
should
recognize
have.
the value
Exactly.
later when somebody
Exactly.
else, and that's how it happens. They appreciate or recognize that value once somebody else values
Exactly.
it, because then they're like, oh shit,
I fucked up.
yeah. So it comes down to that same shit like we was talking about with the modeling. Like if somebody tell me no, or like, oh, you gonna pay me, or you gonna do this, it's like, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not rude about it. Obviously, I always, I try to maintain my professionalism with everything that I do,
Yeah.
and I stay humble with it. So it's like, okay, that's cool. I appreciate your answer, or your response, or whatever. And then, then I get all these other people that are doing it. I got other people that model for me, and then we drop these pictures, and shit comes out dope and shit like that. And it's funny because now that I'm kind of a little bit more established, and my shit's a little popping, and they see all these photo shoots going, and I'm doing videos, and I got Lamborghinis in the background and shit. Shout out my boy Sergio for Cal Customs for letting me borrow that Lambo. But, you know what I'm saying? Like when they see me moving like that and networking shit, you know what I'm saying? Then people want to come back like, oh, did you still need a model? Did you?
Yeah.
Like, no, I got it covered
Yeah,
now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's that clout. Then I'm like, well, he didn't have clout like that then, but he got a little bit now. So, maybe I'll fuck with him now. And for me, that's a turnoff for me. Like, I like people who genuinely want to support you. Like, who genuinely want to fuck with you, not because they trying to get something out of it. Like, okay, now he got a little bit of a following. Now if I fuck with him, he might help my following. Like, it ain't about that.
It don't work like
it
that.
don't work like that. Like, genuinely fuck with somebody because you want to fuck with them, reap the benefits of that later. You know what I'm saying? But don't have those expectations of it. Like, so that's. So
I know you said that like your clothing has got affected during the COVID, right? Your product, right? So how about like, did you ever go to like the street fairs, have a booth, anything like that?
Yeah, I have.
We haven't had those.
I haven't done any of that lately. One, because of the whole COVID, and two, like when me and him was trying to schedule stuff, for me to get in here, my schedule is hectic. Like, between working a 9 to 5, operating everything that has to do with my business behind the scenes, whether it's, designing, all my shipments, making sure my orders are pulled, I do all that myself, my girl helps me a lot, like before it was just me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to like put my kids to work. Like, okay, I need y'all to come fold shirts and do, you know, it was like, I try to bear as much of the burden of running my business as I could myself. So my girl now, man, she's a big help with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's there folding with me, labeling, packaging. You know what I'm saying? She's promoting. She goes hard for me.
Oh, that's the one right there.
Hell yeah.
That's the one.
That's cool.
That comes back to that support thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you level up so much more when you got somebody behind you that fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me. So that's big for me. But
someone who ultimately has your back,
right?
In whatever you do,
exactly. So coming to do like all the stuff that I normally used to do, like, the events with pop-ups and stuff like that, like, because of the whole COVID thing, a lot of that stuff wasn't really transpiring. But there's still a lot of behind the scenes work that goes into running a business that people don't realize, which factors into the cost too. Like, people like, damn, this hoodie's $45, this hoodie's $40. Well, do you know what I pay a month to run my website?
Yeah.
You know how much I pay in postage to ship all these shipments out? You know how much I pay in materials to keep those nice packages and labels? You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't realize like what it goes into running a business. So that alone behind the scenes keeps me so busy, and then trying to balance out, my family life with my kids, because, time with my kids is extremely important to me. Like, before I started doing my clothing, I used to post my kids all the time on my Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm a family man. Like, I love my kids to death. They're my world. But as I started getting a little bigger with more following, that's a lot of random people on my shit. So I try to keep my personal life a little less when it comes to my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, my girl, I post my girl because she's an adult. You feel me? Like, I ain't got to worry about her. But, my kids, like, there's times when they're at school, they're away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need all these crazies out here knowing about my kids and all that shit. So,
especially how the world is nowadays.
Right.
Fuck, man.
So, doing certain events and certain stuff like that, like, I'll do it if it's like something to where I feel like, okay, this is a necessity for me. Like, you know, this will be a good move, you know, for business, or this is a good move as far as like, this is something that's going to help the community. Like, you know, if it's something that is of importance, not meaning like importance, like, am I going to bubble off of this or make hella money? But if it's something that's meaningful, then I'll show up. You feel me? But other than that, like, I just got so much going on with my life and what I'm trying to do. Like, I balance out a lot, you know what I'm saying? So, with all that, I kind of leer away from it as much as possible unless I need to. But as far as COVID really affecting my business, as far as my numbers moving and shit, the only thing that really affected me is, like, you know, with the warehouses being, you know, sometimes having shortage on product, you know, like, it's like, okay, I wanted to drop this, but I can't, so, you know, you adapt. So, okay, well, they got this available, so I'll just drop this instead. You know what I'm saying? So you just try to roll with the punches and then maneuver around whatever situations are going on. So you adapt to it. But, you know, being in this business for as long as I have, not saying I've been in it for like hella long, but I've been in it long enough to know, like, if this happens, I could do this, or if this happens, you know what I'm saying? I know how to move now, so it's affected me, kind of, but not majorly. You know so it's still been cool.
That's good. So where can the people find you at? Like when they're now they listen to this podcast and they didn't know they have your Instagram. Where can they find you? What websites?
So my website where you can shop at online is www.mudvilleclothingco.co. That's the URL to shop online. If you want to follow me on social media, it's at mudvilleclothing.co. That's where I'm mostly popping at, like, as far as like promoting, posting, you know, on my photo shoots where I got, you know, sneak peeks of what's dropping. I post everything on there. I got a Facebook too. I think it's just under my real name because Facebook still makes you do it like your real name. So that's under Jimmy Zamora. But when you find it, it'll pop up. You'll still see it under Mudville Clothing. I post a lot on there too, but Instagram is where it's at. So if you want to know what's coming out, what's next, what's available, Instagram is where it's at. But, you know, you can go on my webpage to shop. If you local, if you from the 209 and, you know, and you want to fuck with it, drop me a DM, man. I got no problem with meeting up with people to avoid shipping and all that stuff. Like, I link with people all the time. You know, they hit me like, oh, you know, I'm trying to get that today to rock tonight. Like, tap in with me, man. It's good. You know, like,
make it happen.
I know what it's like to, like, okay, I got somewhere to be tonight. I'm trying to be fresh. Like, hit me. It's good. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to be Mudville fresh.
I'll link up with you right there. Like, come on, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, what if someone hits you up like, hey, I'm trying to be in a fight right now. I gotta rock that night. Though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's hella funny too, cause it was like sometime last year. You know, I was doing beanies and shit. And I did ski masks that had my logo.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you know, I was like, oh, these are dope. You know, my boy hit me, was like, I got a bunch of extra ski masks left over. You want to run them with your logo?
Yeah. I
was like, fuck it, let's do it. I know how lagoons, you know, I know they'll rock them up. But then I thought about it after I put them out, like, damn, I don't need nobody pulling a lick. And then they got my Mudville on it. I got, you know what I'm saying, detectives knocking on my door like, I need records of all you sell. Yeah, I'm like, I thought about it
after.
That's
advertising though, bro.
Yeah,
they end up in the news with the hoodie. That's advertising.
Yeah, I was like, do I really want that kind of publicity though? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, shit, it was dope. They sold out, bro. Like, I think within a week and a half, all the units I printed, they were gone. And I still got people hitting me to this day like, bro, when you gonna run some new ski masks? And I'm just like,
that's crazy. Hell no. Yeah, that's not a good idea to do ski masks, especially I think Stockton. Yeah. I think especially Stockton, you know, fucking, they do be pulling licks left and right out there.
So I was just like, man, please don't let me see no security footage on the news. Somebody running up in the liquor store, got that Mudville ski mask on. Like,
Oh, I know. But
they were dope, though.
What's that saying they say? Any publicity is good publicity.
It is good publicity.
But that one
until I got the boys knocking on my door. Like, like, I don't know nothing. I was just shipping them out online, you know, whatever. But that was a good one though.
Man, I'm definitely gonna need some material from you, bro.
Hell yeah, it's good.
Check I know I was gonna message you, but I forgot. to bring some hoodies with you, but I
Oh,
forgot.
well, I did bring y'all some hats. I got some hats in the
sure.
car for you, and then I got some Mudville 9 keychains that I brought too,
Hell
so you
yeah.
put on your keys and shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I was gonna bring some hoodies, but then I was like, I don't want to ask them for their sizes. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
either way, bro,
yeah.
I want to get some shit.
Yeah, no,
you know,
we
to
appreciate
support
it,
for
man.
sure.
I figured the hats was the most
Yeah.
neutral because
Yeah.
you know, snapbacks adjustable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Small.
And I
head,
got a
big head.
meathead, bro. So I be on the last
gonna be on
button.
that
bro.
last
I'll be
button?
on the last one, bro.
Got some tape to it. You good?
Brian's overlapping. He's got
I
such a
know,
small.
bro. I was just like, you got kid
got a
size?
peanut
You
head,
got kid
bro.
size, bro?
Right?
Whatever size your kid is, I want that size. Nah, yeah, but yeah, we're gonna
Man,
cut
he's
it
been
short.
good. He's been good this
Yeah.
whole time.
Oh, yeah, he's a good
chill,
kid, man.
Man, that's awesome.
I took him for my first podcast interview too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my son, he's attached to me at the hip, bro. Like,
That's good, man.
no matter what I do, where I'm at, like we could be at family's house and his kids running around, and it's like, go play, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
He is on my leg, like on my
Wow.
lap, like right there with me. Like he just want to be on me. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I love that because I
Yeah.
know there's gonna come a time where the script's gonna flip. Like I'm trying to sit with him, and he's like, Dad,
Yeah.
I'm with my friends. Can you?
Yeah,
know?
man.
So I'm. Let me get that time in now before
Yeah.
it's too late.
Get
'cause-
it, bro.
Yeah.
I got a 12-year-old and it's hitting.
Yeah, my
They don't
daughter.
wanna
My
really
daughter.
be
My
with
daughter
me.
turns 14
Oh,
next
shit.
month, and she, you know, with her FaceTime and her friends, she
Yeah.
in her room on her phone, and I'm
Mhm.
knocking on the door like, "Are you cool?"
Yeah.
Man, I'm
And
not
she's
gonna
like-
envy you later.
yeah.
Not gonna envy you later.
Man.
And I'm just like, man, because she was the same way growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, daddy's girl wanted to ride with me everywhere,
Mhm.
go everywhere with me, and now she's like, "Oh, I'll just stay home. I'll stay in my room." I'm like, "Now, do I gotta make you go?"
I
You know?
know,
So,
man.
but
I know my son used to be like, "Yeah, Dad, let's go." You know, I'm like, "Come on, let's go dirt bike riding."
Mhm.
I've been having him on a dirt bike since he was 5 years old. You know what I mean? He's 12, so he's always been in dirt bike riding, hanging out with Dad, doing
Yep.
things with Dad.
yep,
But now he's got like all his friends where we live, and it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna play with my friends." Like,
mm-hmm.
damn, really?
Yep.
Like you're barely 12, bro. Come on, play with
Exact-
Dad. You
yeah,
know, like
exactly.
let's
That's-
go do something. But
that's
nah,
how it
he's.
goes.
I mean, I can understand. He's growing up. You
Right.
know what I mean? I gotta let him spread his wings, find out who he is as a person, and
Yep.
you know, but I definitely do want to sometimes just smother him. See, I
Right.
got a 6-year-old daughter, so she's like all about Dad.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
And that's why I said, man, that's why for me too, you know, when I get a lot of invites to a lot of things, like, you know, sometimes I gotta turn stuff down because
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that cuts into my family time.
Yeah.
To me, like, family is important. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what keeps me grounded. You know, so sometimes I gotta shut it all off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my girl, I'm sorry, but she be mad at me sometimes because, you know, I'm on my phone handling business. Like I said, I try to answer everybody's DMs. I try to respond to everybody, or, you know, I'm fulfilling orders, or,
Yeah.
you know, I'm doing something on my phone. And I catch myself sometimes like, okay, I need to hop off, you know,
Yeah.
like be with my family, do my family thing, you know, but it's important, man. So sometimes it's like, as much of a hustler as I am, and as much as I'm out to try to get it and success in the next level, you know, like, you got to balance that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you got to step back and really see what's most important
what's
in
most
life.
important. You know,
Yeah.
so you can have all the money in the world, but if you
Don't
by
mean
yourself
shit.
and ain't,
Yeah.
you know,
Don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it don't mean shit. So it's like,
Yeah,
that's one of the main things that keeps me from
yeah,
doing certain things outside of what it is that I already do. 'Cause
yeah,
that's major for me.
yeah. Man, it's been a pleasure having you
Yeah,
on.
appreciate it, man.
So far, man, I mean, I love everything you've talked about and what you're about, man.
I
and
appreciate it, man.
I know
Appreciate it.
you're gonna continue to do great things.
I
And
hope
thank
so,
you for
man.
coming on
Nah,
today,
thank
bro.
y'all for having
real.
me, man.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
I
it.
feel like there's a lot of things that we still could talk about
Yeah,
for days, man.
I'm always down to come
Yeah,
back
so,
around too,
yeah,
man. It's
we
good.
should have
We should
round
do
two.
that again, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
Because our first interview too was the same thing. It was like, man, we just have so much to
Yeah.
talk about. You know what I mean? So yeah, come back, man.
Hell
Definitely, yeah.
Whenever
Yeah, let's
it's
set
good.
it up soon.
That'll
Just
be
give
dope.
you,
For
give you
sure.
some time.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I mean?
good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, man.
Cool.
But thank you.
All
Though.
right.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
again, bro.
All right, man. It's love.